Hello, 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 everybody. How are you? How are you? Those that are online so far, thank you for joining. I want to ask everybody that is online or is thinking about coming online to tag and share other folks. We want to wait a couple of minutes for others to join so we can kick off our first night of Kwanzaa Live for 2024-2025. We wrap up on January 1st. So we want to wait a couple of minutes, and I'm going to ask you all, if you don't mind, to tag and share, invite others to our Kwanzaa Live celebration that kicks off tonight. All right. Hey, Monica, good to see you. Princess, good to see you. Thanks for joining. Please tag and share, invite others to tonight's broadcast. We're not going to be long. Each night, we want to make sure that we're on and that our presenters have an opportunity to share what they'd like to share. Then we're going to let you go. Looking forward to this year's Kwanzaa Live. Really am looking forward to it, and so glad to see my friends Princess and Monica on. I'm going to give a couple of seconds here for others to join us and to share the broadcast. As a matter of fact, while I'm saying that, I'm going to my phone and I'm going to tag and share as well from my phone. All right. Kwanzaa Live is just about to start. If you're on, I ask you to hang in there for a minute while we get ready to get going here. It's going to be well worth your time. Believe me, well worth your time. You're really going to enjoy it. Okay, there I am right there online. Okay, good to go. Let me tag some other folks here. All right. And if you all could do the same, I see the numbers are going up now. Very good, very good. All right. Let me tag some others here to make sure we get some folks joining us. And then we're going to jump right in. I promise you, we're not going to be on for a long time tonight. All right, Kwanzaa Live. The numbers are jumping up here. There you go. Thanks for joining, everybody. Thanks for joining. All right. I see you joining. Tag and share, everybody. Tag and share. Invite others to Kwanzaa Live tonight. All right. And it is recorded, so if you miss it, you can always come back and watch the recording. All right. So with that, we're going to get started. My name is Gary Holland. If you're watching this on my Facebook page, you already know that. If you're watching on the Act Enough Facebook page, you may not know who I am. I'm Gary Holland. My wife, Jeanette Holland, and I lead Enough. Enough is the short name of our nonprofit. Act Enough is the long name, Act Enough Incorporated. And the ACT stands for Advocacy, Collaboration, and Transformation. All right. And you'll learn about enough later on. But tonight we're here for Kwanzaa Live. We're here just to talk about Kwanzaa each night and the 7 principles of Kwanzaa each night of Kwanzaa. And we're starting tonight off, day one, talking about the first principle of Kwanzaa, which is Umoja, which means unity. That's Umoja, and it means unity. For the celebration of Kwanzaa each week, each day this week, I want you to remember Kwanzaa is not a religious celebration. Kwanzaa is a cultural celebration for the African American culture, and we just highlight principles that are meaningful to all people, all people. And it's important that we think about these and that we look at ways to apply these principles as we go through Kwanzaa and beyond. Okay, it's always the last 6 days of the year plus January 1st, and each day we want to talk about a different principle of Kwanzaa. So I want to encourage you again, please tag and share, please invite others. All week we're going to have a different person from across the community talk about the principle of the day, and when they're done, we're going to wrap up, and we'll see you again the following day. So tonight we're going to start with a very special treat. Again, the principle for today is Umoja. Umoja means unity. Throughout the celebration of Kwanzaa, if anybody asks you Habari Gani, if anybody says Habari Gani, that means what's the news? What's the news? And your response should be the principle of the day. So if I were to say Habari Gani to you today, your response should be Umoja or unity. That's what we've been talking about all day, and we want to wrap the day up talking about it this evening. And the person that's going to be presenting tonight, just for a few moments, is none other than Carl Armstrong. Carl is a local pastor and a local social media personality. He has Carl's Conversation online, and he talks with all sorts of people all across the area about the different goings on throughout Virginia. So Carl is going to come on here in just a second, and he's going to share his thoughts with us regarding Umoja or unity. Umoja or unity. Yeah, Princess, thanks for typing in Umoja. And Umoja means unity. All right. So sit back, y'all. We're going to go ahead and bring up none other than Carl Armstrong as he shares with us about Umoja, the first principle of Kwanzaa. Let me bring this up for you here. Are you ready? All right, sit back, relax, and enjoy yourself.
Greetings, everyone. I am Pastor Carl Armstrong, and it is my honor to come to you today and talk to you about one of the principles of Kwanzaa. As we know, Kwanzaa is a celebration of African American culture, and there's some things that we celebrate: community and family and culture. And I love this celebration. All of you Christians who think that you can't celebrate Kwanzaa, yes, you can. It is not a religious celebration. It is a cultural celebration. And today I'm going to talk about the first principle, which is Umoja. In other words, unity. Now, for those of you who, like me, who born and raised in the South, the southern part of the United States, or if you were raised in any other region of our nation, but your ancestry comes from the South, especially, well, then you know that we believe in being unified. Many of us first learned that in our family gatherings. I come from a large family, my mother's side and my daddy's side. All of my first cousins on both sides are really like my siblings. All of my uncles and aunts were like parents. Everybody had parental authority. There were generational things going on because I knew my grandparents and my great grandparents. And now here I am, a grandfather, not yet a great grandfather, but a father and a grandfather. And so, in the celebration of unity, we're talking about unity in the family, unity in the community, unity when it comes to the generations. It is a wonderful, wonderful thing. We say all the time, teamwork makes the dream work. Is not just a saying, but it really does mean something. When we work together as a team, unified, there is so much that can get done. We can do it effectively, we can do it efficiently, and we can do it without working ourselves to death. We also make the claim that we look better together. And Lord knows that is true. Now, even though by nature I'm somewhat of a loner by nature, but believe me, I know how to work together as a team. In our own family culture and even in our community, we were not only encouraged, but we were made to work together. We were made to share. It wasn't enough that you had enough, but we were taught to look after our neighbor, to look after our siblings and our cousins and our uncles and aunts and everybody who was part of the community. If one was hungry, everybody stepped in to make sure that that person could eat. You get a little from here, a little from there, a little from here. As a matter of fact, my family is so big and we were poor. We didn't have a financial means by by any stretch of the imagination. So when we had gatherings, it would be too much on one family to supply all that was needed to feed everybody. And most of our family gatherings had something to do with some type of celebration, and there was food and drink involved. But what we did what's called potluck. If everybody brings something, we put it together, and then we have more than enough. And isn't that just like life? If everybody will bring something, whatever your talent is, whatever your skill set is, whatever the thing that you're good at, you bring your creativity, you bring your ability to fix this, you bring your ability to speak, your ability to write, your ability to gather money, your ability to do whatever. When we put it all together as a collective and go together, we're effective, we're efficient, and we're powerful. And that's what it is about being unified, having unity. Umoja, umoja. Now, there is a Swahili proverb, a couple of them. One says that if you want to go fast, you go by yourself. But if you want to go far, you go together. I'll say it again. If you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, you go together. Yes, that is a proverb, but it has a real practical application. If you want to have long lasting, effective impact, it's better when you go with many of you on the same accord. Even in decision making, those of you who are Christians, you know that the Proverbs tell us that uh, good decisions are made in the council of wisdom. When I'm in the middle of making major decisions, there are a few folks I call my mentors. Yes, there are a few peers that I will lean on, but mostly I'm talking to my mentors, my elders, those who have been there and done that and have the experience and can help me to avoid certain mistakes. If I have a peer who has been there, done that, then I'll go to them. In other words, I don't take it upon myself, nor do I suggest that you do, to take it upon yourself to make major decisions or to take on major tasks. There are more people who are willing to help you than you may know. There's another Swahili proverb that says, unity is strength. And there's a Christian proverb that says, there is strength in unity. We don't want to go by ourselves to do anything if we don't have to. I love teamwork. I use the phrase all the time, teamwork makes the dream work. And Lord knows that's not just me saying it, I really mean that. Uh, I learned teamwork in the family and in the community. I was able to apply it and build upon what I learned by playing sports. I played football, I played baseball, I was on the wrestling team. You learn teamwork. Even though wrestling is some of the individual sport, it takes teamwork and practice to build skill, right? We wrestle one another to build skill. Baseball, listen, there are 9 positions. Everybody has to play their position in order to have success when it comes to game day. Football, the same thing. Those 11 men on the field, whether it's offense, defense, or special teams, you have to do your job, but you got to pull together as a unit so that victory can be won. And so that's what we're talking about here, even in the Bible, Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verses 9 through 12. Listen to what the scripture says about unity. 2 people are better off than one, for they can help each other succeed. If one person falls, the other can reach out and help. But someone who falls alone is in real trouble. Likewise, 2 people lying close together can keep each other warm. But how can one be warm alone? A person standing alone can be attacked and defeated, but 2 can stand back to back and conquer. 3 are even better, for a triple braided cord is not easily broken. Man, that's good news. Come over here to the 133rd Psalm. Listen to what David wrote here. He wrote how wonderful and pleasant it is when brothers live together in harmony. For harmony is as precious as the anointing oil that was poured over Aaron's head, that ran down his beard and onto the border of his robe. Harmony is as refreshing as the dew from Mount Hermon that falls on the mountains of Zion. And there the Lord has pronounced his blessing, even life forevermore. We can see just how important it is to be unified, to work together, to walk together in the family, in the community, in our generations, whatever we set out to do. Many of us are learning now in modern times, depending on how you dealt with our nation's election this past November. You know that in some areas, you're not going to be able to look to your government for help on the local level, the state level, nor the federal level. There are many communities, many constituents, many what we would even call, underrepresented people, communities who are kind of on the fringes. We can get what we need, but we'll have to work together. Not worrying about so much who's in charge or who gets the spotlight or who gets the microphone, but that we come together and pool our resources, we pool our skills, we pool our talents, we pool our creativity, and we work together for a common goal. That's what unity is all about. And listen, we have something going on now because of the use of technology. When I say community, I'm not just talking about those who live in your same neighborhood. Through social media, we can build communities.
Yeah.
Man, listen, there are international communities of people who have never sat in the same room, who never had a chance to see each other really face to face. I mean, we see each other's face on, the medium of social media, but never shared a room together, never shook hands, never hugged. But by social media, we're building online communities that create great resources to help all kind of people in all kinds of situations. I love the fact that Kwanzaa's first principle is Umoja, unity. There is so much to be learned about what we can do together. And listen, there are practical examples. For those of you who belong to a mosque, to a church, to a synagogue, to a temple, you get things done by teamwork. Whether you're pooling your money to go get another building, whether you're pooling together those who can teach so that those students in your midst, those children who may be having trouble reading and writing and with their math, you get all those people together to help those children. Whether there are poor people in your midst that really are dealing with food insecurity. When we come together and pool what we have, we can bring in help to those who are needed. I love the work that is done in these communities with these grassroots community organizations that meet the specific needs of these local, statewide, regional, and even international communities. If there was ever a time for us to use Umoja, it is now. It is time to be unified. I truly believe not just talking, teamwork does make the dream work. We are much better when we work together, when we can thrive when we are together, not just in the family, not just in the community, even the intergenerational. I was blessed to know my great grandfather on my father's side. I was pleased and faithful and grateful to know my great grandmother on my father's side. On my father's side, I got to know my paternal grandmother. I got to know my maternal grandmother and grandfather. Never got a chance to meet the maternal great grandparents. So we had these generations. In my family, all of the first cousins on both sides are more like siblings and cousins. All of the uncles and aunts had parental authority and did exercise it. We had to give equal respect and honor to all adults. We were taught to share and share alike. It was a very common theme in my family, share and share alike. Nobody goes without. Even in the United States military, we used a phrase and we practice this and we put it into practice all the time. No man left behind. We don't leave anybody behind if at all possible. Even our deceased soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines. We do everything we can to bring them home. There is something that is just magical about when we come together, not scattered, not scattered as individuals, but when individuals can look at a goal, a common goal, a common deadline, and say, we'll take what we have, we'll put it together, we'll work together, we'll sacrifice individual goals, we'll sacrifice individual accomplishments, we'll sacrifice the spotlight, we'll sacrifice what I want to do, and we'll take what we have and put it to the collective goal. You know what? If you're in a situation right now where you have a need, I got a feeling that all you're going to have to do is let somebody know. You're already part of a community, whether you know it or not. Whether it's the community that you have formed in your workplace, the community that you have formed in your neighborhood, the community that you have formed at your place of worship, the community that you form in your online acquaintances. Many of us belong to all kinds of organizations. And you know, when it comes to organizations, normally we have huge tasks and we can't do it alone. And so I'm glad once again to be able to present this first principle, Umoja, which means unity. I am Pastor Carl D. Armstrong. I'm so glad that my brother, Pastor Gary Holland, has asked me to make this presentation to you. Remember, we're celebrating Kwanzaa from December 26th to January 1st every year. And there are 7 principles. The first, unity, Umoja. Put it into practice. Don't be a loner all the time. Build a community that will be supportive in all ways. Remember, charity starts at home. Be unified with your own family. Be unified with your own church, your own temple, your own mosque, all right, your own synagogue, wherever your place of worship is. Be unified in the workplace. Be a person who seeks peace and is cooperative in all ways. All right. Thank you so much for your time. And thank you for celebrating Kwanzaa and Umoja, unity. Have a great day.
Wow. Wow. I think that was awesome. Let me look at the comments here. All right. Before we let you all go, I see you. Thanks for joining, Jay. I see you were a little late. Princess, you say you're never too old to have a mentor. Absolutely, Princess. There's strength in unity. We can, what you say here, Princess? We can thrive when we are together. Absolutely. Absolutely. I tell you, Carl, Pastor Carl touched on a lot of things. I love how he said we can find unity in the various communities that we're a part of, in the workplace, in our neighborhoods, our places of worship, online. There's so many online communities where we can come together and work together. So I want to challenge you as you think about what Pastor Carl shared with us, and maybe go back and play the recording. I want to challenge you all to make sure you share tonight's broadcast, share it with others. We're going to be right back here tomorrow at 7 p.m. Tomorrow's principle is Kuji Jakulia. Kuji Jakulia, and that means self-determination. And none other than Monica Gary is going to be sharing with us tomorrow night on Kwanzaa Live 2024-25. We end on the 1st, right? Tomorrow night, we're talking about Kuji Jakulia, 7 p.m. Eastern, and that's self-determination. And our presenter tomorrow night is none other than Monica Gary, an elected official in the Stafford, Virginia area, very active in the community. She's a faith leader and an amazing woman of God, an amazing woman. And I know she has something to say about Kuji Jakulia tomorrow night at 7 p.m. on Kwanzaa Live. Thank you again for joining. Teresa, thanks for joining. Tammy, thank you for joining. Monica, I see you there. Thanks for joining tonight. All right, this is going to be a lot of fun. I want to build every night. We had a good turnout tonight, but I want to build every night. We're on my Facebook page. We're on the Acting Up Facebook page, and we're on the Acting Up Instagram Live as well. So Instagram Live can be shared very easily with people. So share these recordings, invite people out, and we're looking forward to celebrating Kwanzaa. Tomorrow night, I'll give you a quick overview of the candles you see behind me, the Kinara. Tonight is the night you light the center candle. If you have a Kinara, red, black, and green are the candles. You see the layout here behind me. Tonight is the night you light the center candle. Tomorrow, you'll light the red candle to the left of the center candle for day 2. But I'll tell you a little bit more about that tomorrow night. Look, good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us, and we're looking forward to connecting again on Kwanzaa Live tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Monica Gary, as we talk about Kuji Jakulia, or self-determination. Happy Kwanzaa, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.